Yeah, I got her dialed up. She looking fresh though. Those of y'all wondering how my springs look, there you go.
All right, you guys, I just wanted to give y'all a close-up on how she is looking right now. This is the first coat. Now I'm gonna have to flip this over, like, you know, flip it, that way I can get the bottom side of the spring, and that way it's all the way done, and that alone will count as the first coat. And like I said, I plan on doing 3 coats. I'm kind of ticked because one of the cans didn't work, but it happens. On camera, I don't know if this is picking up almost like a yellow, but it's not. In person, it's probably because the sun is right on it, but in person, this thing looks good. What's going on, you guys? I hope y'all are having another good day today. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so happy to be making a video. As you can see, we're kind of switching up things a little bit. So I'm trying out this new style filming where I'm just stationary. I'm not moving around. I'm not all camera not swaying and stuff. And I'm just gonna talk. So if you really like this style of video, please by all means give me that thumbs up, because y'all know how much it helps out the channel a bunch. I appreciate every single one of y'all that come and check out the channel. I love you guys. You guys are an awesome fan base. Thank you for checking out the video. And then also make sure you hit that subscribe button and with the bell notification, so that way you know when I upload videos, all right? So, just like in the title today, I'm going to be giving you guys my secret. It's not really a secret. I'm going to show you my way I paint suspension, okay? Now, I'm not going to show you because I got videos painting my suspension, which I will have links up either here or here. I'm going to start utilizing my cards on YouTube. I feel like I kind of sat back and got a little lazy, but I'm going to break my habit out of that way. So what we're going to be talking about is how I paint my suspension. And the results that I get, I'm very proud of them because it's a rattle can job, okay? I've been getting, since I've mentioned lately about picking up the new suspension, you know, the 8-inch lift that we're going to be putting on the truck. A lot of people have been asking me, yo dog, how's the coils holding up, how they look? If you guys checked out last video, which I highly encourage you to, check out last video in the intro, so you don't have to really go searching. In the intro, I show you how my suspension looks, and I wash the truck and how the coils look. It looks immaculate, okay? So right off the bat, my first product is Vht Engine Enamel, okay? This is what I use on my suspension, all right? A lot of you guys ask me, what do I use? How do I do it, okay? So I use Vht Engine Enamel, and this color right here is my choice color, my theme. I'm huge into gold. I love the way gold looks, like your gold, coppers, your brass looking colors with metallic in it. Anything with flake in it is really my thing. I know I said I was going to powder coat the suspension before, but I thought about it and I mentioned in other previous videos that the money doesn't justify, because I'm satisfied with the results I get from what I do with the VHT spray can, okay? So it comes back on you too. Are you happy with the results you get out of what you're painting? I've had a lot of people hit me up on Instagram saying that they tried the VHT paint, they used a different color or the color they found that they like, and they said they were really impressed with how the results came out. How did I come about this? Okay, so for my OG fans, y'all know I got a video painting my coils. When I first got my rough country lift, I painted the coils. So when you get a rough country suspension, it comes silver. I didn't want silver. It's basic. Everybody has it. It's played out. Okay, I wanted to be different. I wanted to stick out a little bit and be unique. So I started thinking about colors I wanted. And I was like, you know, I wish I could do gold, man. I never seen gold on stuff, you know. Until recently, I've seen a couple trucks that have a gold / brass, rose gold color, but gold, like straight up gold, like what you find in the earth. And I was just looking online one day, and I came across this. And then I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? I should see if I can get me some gold paint in a can. And then one day, and then if it wasn't for this lady, this never would have happened. One day I went to take my springs to get powder coated, because I was gonna get them powder coated gold. And the lady told me how much it would be. You know, she said it was gonna be about $250, $300 because of the weight, how heavy it is, and it requires 2 stages, the base and then a clear on top, so it makes it really expensive. And she said, you know, if you can find the color you're looking for in a spray can, she said the coils are already powder coated from rough country. Get some steel wool, scuff them up, paint it, let it dry, give it 24 hours, put a clear, or let it, you know, paint it, put a clear, let it dry a day or two before putting it on your truck, and they should look really good. And that's exactly what I did. If you watch the video, I talk about, or I show how I painted it. That's all I did. I got some steel wool, scuffed up the coil nice and good, made sure it was clean, wiped down with some wax grease remover, and then I went to town, okay? A very common question I will get is people will ask, do you prime your suspension before you paint it? And the answer to that is no, I don't. Why? Because most times, 9 times out of 10, when you get your suspension from the suspension company, it's painted. And actually, it's usually powder coated. Black is usually the color. Some companies do black, silver, whatever, all right? If it has paint on it, you don't need to prime it. The whole purpose of priming it is so that way your color coat can adhere to a good, clean surface, okay? Paint is essentially primer, except it's not the color of your choice, and maybe it has a couple additives that you don't need, okay? Your primer is also there to be able to fill in minor imperfections, because as we know, multiple stage paints they don't have filling characteristics unless you get an all-in-one paint with a clear mixed in it and a primer, which I don't recommend because they don't come out good. They don't have filling characteristics. So why you would prime is if you have gouges, scratches, like sanding marks, all sorts of stuff, then you would want to use a self-etching or a fill-in primer, kind of like what I used on the bumper over there after I scuffed it up yesterday in that video. So I don't sand my suspension components. If it has paint on it, I scuff it up, I get the clear off of it, I get it real dull looking, but I leave the paint there because that paint essentially is acting like a primer. It's that layer between the base metal and the color of your choice that you're going to put on there. So that's what I use. Now for clear, so last 2 years ago when I painted the suspension on a rough country 5-inch lift, I used Dubicolor's wheel gloss, okay? This is what I use as my clear coat. Now VHT does make clear for their paints. You can get it. It's kind of hard to get and kind of expensive. It's like 10 bucks a can. You can go to any parts store, Walmart, get this wheel coat clear, $6 a can, I believe, $5 sometimes, depending on where you go at. Reason being is because the concept behind it is that if you can put this clear on a wheel, a rim, where it gets really, especially if you got a performance car, it gets really hot. It's constantly getting curved, and if it gets curved, you can't do nothing about that, but it's constantly going through heat cycles due to your brake pads. It needs to be something durable. So wheel clear coat is a perfect option for suspension, okay? Now you might be asking, well, how do I get that high shine, that high gloss, that pop? In all honesty, that comes down to prep work, okay? You can't just expect to paint something, put some clear on it, and it's gonna look like it got powder coated $1,000,000, okay? One tip you can do is wet sand your clear coat, and it can be this clear coat, it can be Rust-Oleum $3 clear, wet sand a clear coat with some 2000 or 2500 sandpaper, wet sand in it, just enough to get it a little hazy. You don't have to go crazy, right? What you're doing is you're gonna eliminate what's called orange peel, and then you're also going to prepare it to be polished, okay? Now once you wet sand it, you're gonna need some sort of polisher. So whether it's I recommend a dual rotary polisher. I got a little baby, what is it, 3? I think it's like a 3-inch polisher. Perfect for small parts. I'm actually gonna be polishing some of the suspension parts when I get the rest of them in and get them coated and stuff. I'm also gonna be polishing that bumper back there once I get more paint. So if you're wondering why I didn't make the video tonight painting the bumper and clearing this, because today's the second day in a row I went to a different parts store and they didn't have the PW7 white paint that I needed from Dubicolor. So I didn't have enough time, so I'm gonna try tomorrow at a different parts store and hopefully get it from there. But yeah, so definitely that is going to give you the best results. Another thing too, a lot of people don't understand is prep work, okay? I don't recommend painting your suspension on your vehicle. If you want the best look, you want the cleanest look, you need to take that stuff off, get it cleaned down properly, wash it, Dawn dish soap's real good because it has that wax and grease remover kind of in it. Wash it down, dry it, come behind it with some rubbing alcohol, mineral spirits you can do, or some wax and grease remover, all right? That's gonna be, I think I got some right here actually. Some wax and grease remover, okay? You can get this stuff from Walmart, you can get it from a parts store, whatever. Get it clean, okay? That's gonna be the first step. After that, you need to determine whether you need to prime it or not. Now, if you need to prime it, I feel like I'm like trying to tower over that. If you need to prime it, that's fine. Do your primer. For metal, I always recommend self-etching because it fills and it etches to the paint real good and it bonds to it good, okay? Now, you want to make sure you wait at least 2 hours before applying any color to that primer. Ideally, honestly, you really want to wait 24 hours to let that primer fully cure and let the gases exhaust from the primer. If you can't wait 24 hours, 2 hours, whatever the can recommends is perfectly fine. After that, you want to go ahead, apply your paint. Now, when I paint my suspension, I am heavy-handed as hell. Not what I mean by coats, or when I'm spraying, I'm not heavy-handed. I do light coats. First coat's light, second coat's medium, third coat's heavy, so on and so forth. But what I mean is, I put multiple coats on there, okay? You can easily paint your suspension 2 coats and it looks real thick. It looks good, but it's not on there thick. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you get good layers. Wait that 15-20 minutes between coats, let it dry, come back, lay down another coat. That's going to give you the best durability because it's not going to be super faint and weak to chips and stuff like that, okay? I painted my, I'm sorry it's dark outside, but I got tons of videos showing my suspension. I painted my back shocks, I painted my front coils, I painted my heavy duty steering from Ran That Ironworks with Kevin over there. I painted, my track bar was black, I left that black, but I got traction bars for the rear axle I'm gonna be painting this week sometime. And then I also got more suspension that I gotta paint, such as the coils and the long arm control arms for the front that I'm waiting on to come in. So that is gonna be the best bet, you guys, for getting it good. Now, for clear, like I said, there's nothing wrong, especially with suspension, man. There's nothing wrong with this stuff. Because you gotta think, suspension is not like body work. You're not gonna be looking up at the paint and touching it all the time. It's suspension. You're gonna be looking at it from a couple of feet. So guess what? If you mess up on a certain side, on the inside or something, who cares? Ain't nobody gonna see it. Nothing wrong using this. Now, if you're trying to get real crazy and freaky with it, this, I'm gonna put this to the side, is what you need to mess with. Clear Max 2K, 2-part clear. This stuff right here is money. I use this on my camper shell when I painted it myself in my garage at my old place, and it is by far the best clear coat in a spray can. Okay? Not gun. Spray can, best clear coat for your money. Granted, each can's about 19 bucks. I think the cheapest I found so far was on Amazon. You might be able to get a sweet deal on eBay. But yes, 2K clear. So the way it works is you pop the cap off. Under here, you have a button. All you do is take this off. You will take the red cap out, use it, put it in here, and press it. You're gonna hear a hiss sound. At that point, you would shake up the can. Now, a couple disclaimers when it comes to using 2K clear is that you need to make sure you use it within a time. You're on a time budget. This can's no longer gonna be good after about 24 hours of sitting or 48 hours of sitting. Don't quote me on that, but you're on a time schedule. So if you plan on doing the clear, that's gonna take multiple days. This is probably not what you need to use. Maybe a 1-part might be better, or using a spray gun. But if you plan on knocking out your clear in 1 day, this right here, you can't go wrong with this stuff. It is awesome. It's a 2-part clear. Now this company also makes paint too. So if you want to get spray paint, they make all sorts of colors. Check out the website. The company's called Spray Max, okay? You can get real freaky. VHT also has a website. They have tons of different paint options. Engine enamel, brake caliper, wrinkle, hear me out, wrinkle resistant paint, okay? So what that means is the paint that's usually gonna bubble up in certain areas, you can get that, okay? So you guys, I just wanted to bring you guys this information. Hopefully you enjoyed it. How I paint my coils, I'll have pictures throughout the video. Hopefully y'all seen by now, and maybe a little video or something showing it. Thank you once again for checking out the channel. If you really enjoyed it, please give me that thumbs up if you stuck out to the end. Thank you guys so much. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have some more painting stock so we can finish painting this and then applying some clear, wet sanding it the day after, and then polishing it, and then we're gonna slap this bad boy back on the truck. I'm tired of waiting. I've been driving the Impala lately, so yeah, thank you guys so much for checking out the channel. Until next time, take it easy, be safe, and peace out.